Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. About a very important question, and I feel that this question is perhaps overlooked by many of the Muslims. Those people who are paying the zakat and those people who are receiving the zakat, the charities, etc. If the person has paid the zakat, say today is the 26th of Ramadan, let's say for example, and 26th of Ramadan is when his whole begins. Yeah, so his lunar year has begun. He now needs to give zakat because he's had this wealth, which has met the minimum threshold for a year. It's the 26th of Ramadan. So he pays on the 26th of Ramadan. Those charities that have accepted the zakat, quite often they hold on to the zakat until they find somebody who they feel would meet the requirements. The agent, are they allowed to delay, or are they allowed to wait to pay the zakat or not? Now the ulama, this is from the different madhahib, from the Shafi'i and the Hanabila and others, have said that the person who is appointed as the wakil and the agent takes the same ruling as the person who has appointed him. Now this is a qaida, this is a principle that you find, like everywhere when it comes to having agents. So if I give my agent £10 to go and purchase something, we're not talking about zakat now, we're talking about business and trade, the agent represents me. So this agent now is paying the £10 as if I'm paying the £10. I may appoint somebody to marry off my daughter, and now that person is now the appointed agent as being the wakil on behalf of me, who is the father. He now takes the same position as being the wali. Therefore, very important principle, which is that the agent who you are giving your zakat to, who you are giving your money to, your sadaqah to, whoever it might be, takes the same position as you. They are your representatives, and they are now accountable to perform that act of worship on your behalf because you have now appointed them. If we can understand that, look what Imam al-Nawawi says. He says, rahimahullah, لَمْ يَجُوزْ لَهُ تَأْخِيرُهَا. It is not permissible for a person to delay the zakat. لِأَنَّهُ حَقٌّ يَجِبْ صَرْفُهُ إِلَى الْآدَمِي. This is something which is wajib, that he must pay to the poor person. توجهت المطالبة بالدفع إليه. This person must make sure that, when the year is up, he has to make sure that payment is made. فَلَمْ يَجُزْ لَهُ تَأْخِيرُ. It is not permissible for that person to delay. كَالْوَدِيعَةِ. Just like a person who has been given a deposit. إِذَا طَالَبَ بِهَا صَاحِبُهَا. I've got some of your wealth, I'm holding on to it. If the person... So now basically he's drawing some kind of an analogy and comparison where he's saying that this is an amana which is in your hands. فإن أخرها وهو قادر على أدائها, and he is able to pay, ضمنها, meaning the agent. If the agent has got it in his hand and he has delayed it, he now is held accountable. It could be that he has to also compensate the person who's given the zakat. لأنه أخر ما يجب عليه, because that agent now has delayed in what was obligatory upon him now, because he's taken that amana. ما إمكان الأداء فَدَمِنُهُ كَالْوَدِيعَةِ. Just like the analogy that he gave before of you having something in deposit of your hand which belongs to somebody else. If you have spoiled that amana, then you have to give the compensation. So basically what he is saying here is that it is wajib for that person who is the agent to make sure that he fulfills the amana as soon as he can. It's not permissible for this person to delay. So this is something that we have to pay attention to. Whether the person is paying the zakat himself or he has appointed somebody else, it has to be done immediately, as soon as that person can, and they can't sit on it and wait. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes us of the people of the zakat in the dunya before the zakat of the akhirah.